Rainbow Six Siege is an intricate game that seems a bit daunting as more is added to it over time. New operators, new abilities, new gadgets, and even new maps. Well, as Siege evolves, so should you. So let's dive in to how to play Azami. Hey everyone, it's Chipmunk, and in this video, we're going over how to play Azami, a defending operator that should be number 1 in your defender list. Azami's role is simple: keep the attackers out and annoyed as much as possible. Azami's unique ability and weapon loadout are, in my opinion, one of, if not the, best combination sets. So, let's jump in and see what you got. First up, you've got the options of either the 9x19 VSN submachine gun or the ACS-12 automatic shotgun as primaries. You also have the D50 handgun as a secondary. The 9x19 is a great overall weapon to use and is my go-to for Azami. It's got some decent sight options, but it's a really reliable gun with very manageable recoil. The ACS-12 is more so of a sight setup tool, but you can definitely lay down some spice with it in the right circumstances. The D50 is a solid sidearm, and it's got really low TTK. Just 2 hits on the body, or 1 in the old bean, and you're good to go. Now for the gadgets, you've got 2 options. Either the barbed wire to help slow your enemies down, or you've got the impact grenades to help open up sights or surprise enemies later on. Azami's unique ability is a throwing knife called the Keep Barrier. It deploys a bulletproof barrier when coming into contact with a compatible flat surface. This barrier helps you set up sights easier. They deny lines of sight, or even slow down movement for the enemy team. It also gives you some pretty quick cover for your teammates to escape a sticky situation. Now, an important thing to note though is that they are mostly true to aim, so they may not always land where you intend them. Now, while these barriers are bulletproof, they're not indestructible, as any form of explosive device can take these out, as well as meleeing them 3 times. And yes, any explosive device. There are other instances that affect these barriers too, and these are mostly based on operators' unique abilities such as Sledge, Amaru, and Kali, but we'll have that conversation another time for another video. At the moment, you get 5 of these barriers dispersed over a period of 2 minutes, starting out with 1, and then every 30 seconds you gain another. You can use these as they come up, or if you have a play in mind, you can save them up and use them all at once. So that actually brings us to some tips on how to actually play as Azami. So first up, when holding a line of sight, you can place a barrier in front of you to create a higher surface area of protection for yourself. This way, it makes it much harder to be taken out by an enemy and gives you even more time to counter them. The next tip is that you can cover drone holes during the prep phase near the site, so that way you can keep the enemy's intel low and burn grenades for the attackers later. This tip also helps keep sneaky shots from coming through and picking off your feet later in the round. Now the last tip here is you can let some of the barriers build up so you can cover larger breach holes faster. This also helps if you're trying to close off multiple spots in a short amount of time under a lot of pressure. Alright, I hope you learned something from this and enjoyed the tips, and if there's anything specific that you'd like to learn, leave it down in the comments, and I'll help you out as best I can. Thanks for watching, I'm the Chipmunk Punk, and I'll see you next time.